Okay, everyone, welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, giving you commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Thank you guys for watching and for your views last week on last week's episode of Smackdown Reviews. Thank you guys so much. For those of you who are new, I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get started with tonight's review of Friday Night Smackdown. First off, I gotta be honest. I got a lot of things on my mind right now. As far as entertainment is concerned, we got tonight's SmackDown. We got WWE releasing things, and we got AEW tonight, which is going to be very special. Especially, let me send my thoughts and prayers to John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose. Hope he has a speedy recovery and rehabs very quickly from alcohol abuse. And thank you, CM Punk, for pointing that out last week. That was awesome. Should I say earlier this week? But let's get down to business at hand with tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. We opened up with the Bloodline in a very entertainment segment, but that's not all we have. I'm going to get to that a little bit later. Let's start with this strange rivalry going on with Shayna Baszler, or should I say Sonya Deville, and Naomi. Naomi pulled out one heck of a move when she fought Shayna Baszler tonight, and it was I don't know what it was called, but it was something that she used with the ropes as leverage. It was almost like her own modern day pedigree, but it was great, and Naomi was set to win via roll up. But then Sonya came, reversed the decision, and then Shayna put the sleeper hold on, which put Naomi out, and Shayna won. Darn you, Sonya Deville. Darn you. Also, did I hear Pat McAfee say during that match that Shayna was tap, nap, or crap? It's tap, snap, or tap, snap, or nap. Tap, nap, or snap. All these apps and apps. My tongue is mixing up. But either way, moving forth, we Shotzi Blackheart finally, I didn't get to say it last week, but finally, Shotzi is getting some TV time and getting the push she so richly deserves. I don't know what happened to Lady Kane, but hopefully she'll get treated well. And don't tell me she was released too. But either way, Shotzi's getting a great push. She's a heel now, and she's going to start a rivalry with Sasha Banks, which I think is very exciting. Sasha not here tonight, obviously injured by what happened last week. I don't know. But this is going to get real interesting. Darn it! But you know what that means now that she's heel? That means we won't get to see the tank. Jam! 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 Either way, moving forward, Garza and Humberto versus Cesaro and Mansoor. Last time I saw Angel Garza and Humberto was a couple of years ago when they were rivals because the evil queen, Selena Vega, brought Garza in to attack and rival Humberto. But now they're partners and they're cousins, and they got a victory tonight over Cesaro and Mansoor. Now, I noticed that Cesaro took a bit of a page out of Braun Strowman's playbook, doing a lap and then bulldozing with an uppercut. One of the guys, I believe it was Humberto, and then giving Angel Garza, a swing, but the swing didn't keep them down as it was a move called Zito Delacia, a double team move that they use for the victory, pinning Cesaro. And of course, we got some new faces on SmackDown. Jeff Hardy, who has been drafted, and Aaliyah, not to be confused with Mysterio's daughter or the late singer, has been drafted to SmackDown. And hopefully that means that Robert Stone brand on NXT will finally come to an end because I think it absolutely sucks. But also, Drew McIntyre has his open challenge. For the first time in a decade, he is back on Friday Night Smackdown. And who accepts the open challenge? The very exciting Ricochet. Except Ricochet decided to get himself some really big attention, but not in the wisest manner, slapping Drew McIntyre and getting thrown around like Robert Stone got thrown around on NXT during that performance segment where Robert got completely humiliated and ducked for Shawn Michaels' song, I'm Not Your Boy Toy. That was hilarious. But watching Robert get thrown around like a football on the stadium was even more hilarious. And the same thing happened to Ricochet tonight on SmackDown. Ricochet tried to put on a great showing tonight. He really did. But the highlight of that match happened to be the finisher, which was when Drew McIntyre caught Ricochet in a moonsault and caught him in moonsault air for the Claymore kick, which kind of reminds me of WrestleMania from this year, WrestleMania 37, Night 2, where Matt Riddle and Sheamus fought for the U.S. title, and Sheamus caught Riddle in midair with a brogue kick while Riddle was trying to execute a moonsault. Interesting. Speaking of Sheamus, a new star tonight is a huge fan of Sheamus and would love to meet him. I forgot what his name was, but he said he is a huge fan of Sheamus, and at least Sheamus is getting recognition because I know in his mind he's like, I really deserve recognition. I've won many championships, and last night, ladies and gentlemen, I saw Summer Survivor Series where Sheamus cashed in 2015 in my backyard, former backyard of Atlanta. We the champs. Now, in latest news, we have the Viking Raiders are on Happy Talk. Now, I will say this. I said it before and I'll say it again. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. Happy Corbin in this happy angle, with all due respect, Corbin is a great performer and all. But this new angle absolutely sucks. It just sucks. That's just me. It's a lot of stuff about SmackDown that's good. This ain't it. This happy angle, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, whose jokes are as good as... if anybody... oh my goodness. I'm out of words, man. I'm just out of words. It's so draining. I mean, when Happy Corbin and Madcap came to the ring, I snored. I just snored. I really do. I like SmackDown. I've been a WWE fan since early elementary school years. But I snored. I really did. Until the Viking Raiders came out. And the Viking Raiders said everything that myself and the WWE universe felt. And that's that happy talk and this happy angle is making us all miserable. And I'll be honest, Madcap Moss, his joking riddle about the Vikings and the smell still sucked. It still sucked. It still sucked. So, the Viking Raiders took on Corbin and the Joker's assistant, Madcap Moss, as I like to call him, the Joker's assistant. Batman is looking for you. He wants to take you back to Arkham Asylum. You are not funny. But you apparently have a lot of real life talents, according to what he said on the bump. Joking is not it. But maybe he's trying to be a lame jokester on purpose because he's a heel. But either way, The Rock is 25 times more funnier than you. And we're not just saying that because we like the guy. But honestly, you just absolutely suck. I mean, don't try out for comedy. But either way, the Viking Raiders went up against the happy folks, as Corbin as Michael Cole called them. And we were getting very excited because one of the guys was about to go for a splash and squash. And I like to say squash. We don't say SMASH on this channel. That is a forbidden word. It's just weird. But either way, the Viking Raiders were about to win. Corbin and the Joker's assistant, Madcap Moss, came out of the ring, and I say that from an entertainment standpoint. I'm not trying to say mean things about people for real. But as they got out of the ring, we thought that the Vikings were going to dive onto them, but they got out of the way, and the Vikings win by countout. Okay, speaking of which, let me talk about something that's on my head a little bit. Tonight, Sami Zayn, I'm going to tell you what's funny. Sami Zayn was trying to show Hit Row, which featured Top Dollar, who most of us know as one of the cast of WWE's Hidden Treasures on A&E. However, all the members of Top Dollar notice someone is missing. We know why. Sammy was supposed to show them how to do an entrance, and he looked like a total jack donkey. Sami Zayn. Just, I know he's got a headache. He would make a good heavy metal band hair swinging guy, but that's all. Because I don't know what that was Sammy did, but it was a laughing stock. Hit Row comes out, and Hit Row is a reminder. They, to me, have that charisma of a thugonomic John Cena with the rhymes and things and the attitude of New Day. But noticeably, someone is missing. Why? Because in latest news, BFAB, along with Keith Lee and along with, what's her name? Along with a lot of people, Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, BFAB, and I can't. Who was that Shotzi Blackheart used to team with? Hold on. Ember Moon, etc., have been released. I'm telling y'all, this release thing is driving us all bonkers. Why? I mean, I know it's budget cuts, but I can't take it. I just can't. All these releases, as much as I think the guy sucks for what he did, I gotta take a page out of Mr. Kelly's playbook, because y'all killing us with all these releases, man. Darn it. But yes, as we all know, someone was missing. BFAB was released as part of the long list of people who were released. I can't take this no more. I can't. All these darn releases. But Hit Row's still awesome and things like that. And we'll see what goes on in the future. But let's get down to the main event business. So we opened up the show with the Bloodline coming out and Roman Reigns dissing Indiana just like his cousin The Rock did in 2003. Finally, The Rock has come back to Indiana. Who gives a crap? I remember that. Y'all remember that from back in 2003, and Roman did it again. And of course, Roman starts acting like the big father, interrogating the children when they come home and get bad notes. Who got in trouble? Paul. What else happened last week?
My tribal chief. Well, Caleb Braxton as usually gets on my nerves.
Paul. What was the main event?
Well, my tribal chief, the Usos, they faced the New Day.
Paul, who won that match?
Well, the
New Day. You know how when your parents ask you questions that you know you're guilty of, like who ate my last cornbread piece? Oh, anybody ever had those moments where your parents like, Who broke the vase? And it was one of those moments. And what made it more hilarious was when Roman asked, the New Day won. How did the New Day beat the Bloodline? So, I can't do a good Roman impression. I'm just trying to make this show entertaining and laughable. A marathon working like medicine. But Roman asks, who lost that match? I know for a fact that the Usos did this as children when Rikishi came and caught them in the act of mischief. Who broke the vase? No, he did. No, he did. No, he did. You know how when you have siblings, just like Adam did Eve in the garden. Who ate the apple first? Eve ate it. She gave it to me, and I ate it. It was kind of that situation, and it was hilarious watching the Usos point at each other like. So, Roman asks how you're going to make this right. And if you look this up on WWE videos, they would have edited everything that the funny stuff that I told you about, they edited out. You might have to go to WWE on Fox to catch the fun and the humorous moments that they did not show on WWE videos. But Roman asks Jimmy, how you going to make it right? Well, I'm going to make him acknowledge you, Chief. I'm going to make him acknowledge the head of the table. Oos. Well, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to dishonor any culture or anything like that. I was just doing an impersonation. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, that was a great moment. It was hilarious. And then King Woods came out and made a challenge. And the Usos weren't going to go for it. But then Roman said, the bloodline accepts. So tonight we had a match where if Xavier versus Jimmy. If Jimmy lost, then Jimmy would have to bend the knee. And we saw that animated picture was funny. But what was funnier was when they showed the picture of Xavier kneeling before Roman. And he had that look of, that was hilarious. Speaking of Xavier Woods, a fellow from Atlanta, Georgia, congratulations, the Braves are the champions. Either way, let's get down to WWE business. The match was great. So, as great as the match was, Xavier wins the filling out process and Jay tries to psych him back in the match. We saw some amazing highlights, including a highlighted leg drop from Xavier Woods and a Samoan drop from the second rope by Jimmy Uso. Jay tried to use his cheating tactics when Jimmy rolled up Xavier, and Jay tried to use leverage, got caught by the referee, and Xavier turned the tables for the roll up. And I'm like, oh snap, Roman is going to beat y'all like Roman and the Usos are cousins, but I just had that feeling like on a scripted standpoint, if Jimmy lost, Roman was gonna beat Jay like he would if he had a son. It's like, but you embarrassed the bloodline. Take my belt off. Get my belt. I'm just kidding, folks. But either way, a great match, but Jimmy lost, and Jimmy was about to bend the knee, but Roman just wouldn't allow that to happen because I guess as part of the storyline, WWE would have it where no one would be embarrassed. Someone had to lose, but no one would be truly embarrassed because Roman came out and beat the crap out of Xavier and Kofi with assistance from the Usos. Now, as dangerous as the Usos are with Roman as the bloodline, imagine this. Solo getting drafted from NXT to SmackDown. Roman will reign forever. I'm talking if Solo gets drafted to SmackDown next year and Roman is still champion, I don't think Roman ever is going to lose that title. Jesus would have to come into competition and become an active member of Friday Night SmackDown to stop Roman. It will take Jesus himself to stop the tribal chief if he's still champion by then. But I would love to see Solo come from NXT to SmackDown and join the Bloodline. That would be pretty cool to see. And the Bloodline would be more unstoppable than ever. But that's all the time I got for you today. I'm still a little upset about some of the WWE releases, but hopefully it'll all work out for the better in sometimes. But that's all the time I got for you today. Let me know your thoughts of what you think of tonight's episode and this review in the comments below. See you next time, folks.